Hello, everybody. Hello, everyone. Good afternoon. I'm Jonna Maritana, my real name. And I found your link in Ma'am Ludi Crystal Facebook account. Thank you, Ma'am Ludi. And Ma'am Crystal Legaspe post the link. So that's why I'm here now. And I want something to know about Divine-gpms. It's all about. I
Yeah.
want to know. Yes,
Yes. Thank you.
yes, ma'am.
Thank you
Yeah,
so
so
much to be
that's
here.
why I'm joined this Zoom meeting. So I want some clear about Divine GPMS is all about. I'm here in Kuwait now for work. So I need something because I see the post of Madam Ma'am Ludi. Uh, there is some program about free all houses, free for all. So I want to know how it is happened. And of course, I need to know about the funds and it when it happened in the Philippines. So
Well,
that's why I'm here. Yes,
thank
for
you so much.
clarification. Thank you.
Yes, thank you so much to be here. Yes, we will answer. And right now, just will play a song that include also GPMS message. And after that, yes, we participate on answering. Thank you so much to be here with us.
Okay.
We are voices of the divine, hearts awake and we don't deny. Truth is calling deep inside. No more fear, no more divide. We've seen the shadows, felt the pain. Yeah. But we're not here to live in chains. The fire's rising in our soul. There's a higher purpose taking hold. Divine GPMS, feel the call. We rise together and standing tall. This is more than just a name. We are here to spark the flame. Add your energy, take your stand. Then healing flows through every hand. This is how the shift is done. We all unite and rise as one. Oh, yeah. No more shouting at the pain. We're the ones who bring the change. Yeah. We're not just seeing what is wrong. Yeah. We're creating something strong. From the ashes, from the dust. We're creating something built on trust. Every soul that signs their name. flame. It's time for the whole world to unite and stand against the tyranny which is happening worldwide. And let it be known, the Divine GPMS is for everyone. Every nation, every race, every religion, every gender, and every soul. No matter your past or your path, you are welcome here. We stand for peace, unity, equality, freedom, and love. This is where every voice matters, because every consent carries energy. So if you feel the call, trust it. Divine GPMS, feel the call. We rise together and standing tall. Oh, yeah. This is more than just a name. We are here to spark the flame. Add your energy, take your stand. Then the healing flows through every hand. This is how the shift is done. Now ascension has begun. Oh, yes, it has.
Divine-gpms.world is a worldwide cumulative gathering of consents for every child, woman and man to ratify and enact into law worldwide the all-inclusive replacement system of money and law worldwide. As outlined on the consenting website of Divine-gpms.world, it is imperative that all worldwide take a couple of minutes and consent to add your accord, children included.
So greetings to everyone. We are on June 28, 2026. As you may see today, we have 4 of us already on Rapture here. It is Emily from the United States, Rick George living in Romania, Agnes in Germany, and Lodi in Philippines. So all of them, they probably want a Rapture event. I wish for everyone GPMS to happen here. And if it was on my ability to make a miracle, I wish to write divine-gpms.org on the sky. Then there will be the mass dissemination, and GPMS really will happen, because probably even the vote or the consent via the website, it is a little bit too complicated. So our video ends a little bit with the hand on the air. So this is also the energetic consent there. I wish for everyone to align first energetically, and after that, for sure, give your consent for you and your children, all your dependents on divine-gpms.org. Today we have a very important meeting where we start with exactly what we need here on Earth, not in another planet. Given Grace, she started. She's here for the first time. And she already started the meeting. Thank you so much, Given Grace. And for sure, GPMS, it is GPMS meetings in general are for everyone. It's speaking about ascension, about everything that is happening on Earth, on the actual system as problem, but we know the solution. It is divine-gpms.org. It is about the people working for GPMS consent. It is about the GPMS information in general, and also question answer. So everyone, it is invited, and thank you so much to be here with us today. Rika, I saw also a little bit, because we start all the time with ascension. This is the most important. We are on divine time, And this is our message towards the world, and we explain how GPMS it is able to happen during divine time via ascension. And I saw that you posted also current lightning and electrical lightning that is happening. It is about also the MO6 flare solar activity. What you may tell us a little bit, and probably it is also the rapture event still on play until the end of June. So we still have 3 days with the today included. Thank you so much.
Hi, Sister Beatrice and everyone. And we have Sister Given Grace there has a important question, if you will, on the table that we should answer. Let me just say the rapture can occur at any time. There's no given date or deadline on that. So to make that clear. So it can be a rapture or an accelerated ascension, again, where humanity will choose, the majority who's going forward will choose Divine-gpms.world, because this world has to transition. It cannot remain the way it is. And GPMS is the divine plan from the will of God, and it's what God, prime creator, says. So it's and to keep that, rather simple for everyone. There's a lot of times that I found in the past when I say things that ones, the way that I mean to say it, that ones do not hear it those ways. Sometimes I'm even frank, but it goes over their heads. And, everyone's at a different level of consciousness and perspective. Nevertheless, that's why with GPMS, we keep it simple. Everyone just put your old things aside. I have a dove just come here. And that's from Grace, Given Grace, the grace of God from dove. She's just walking here. But nevertheless, GPMS keeps it simple. Put all of your issues that you may have aside, just come together with the one common goal and keep everything harmonious. And let's do this for humanity. And GPMS is not a fly by night thing, it's not a fantasy. It's being done lawfully, it's practical, it's rational, it's logical, but importantly, it is the most humane thing ever. And simply because it's the most humane thing ever is because it's foundationed in do no harm to the people. The current system as it is, the capitalistic system, does much harm. And basically, by creating classes, the capitalistic system that has so many suffering, dying of hunger, and all of these things. So, again, having said this, the real truth at this point worldwide is that this suffering is being intentionally induced because no leaders worldwide that are competent and logical and practical and humane and are compassionate would not allow the continuation of the current system while this replacement system is here. And truthfully, we have given it worldwide to over the heads of over 200 nations, their leaders. We have given it also to most of the major interfaith spiritual leaders. And once again, we have given it to a multitude of international medias. Yet none of them endorse it, none of them have promoted, to my knowledge, and give it to humanity. So what this does, I did not have any anticipation that any government would endorse it, and it was not put out for them to do that. It was put out to create a public record to identify how the governments are not in the public's interest. And that is the huge factual statement that it makes worldwide. It shows that these present leaders are not competent and they must have another agenda when the simple solution is here to eradicate poverty in the blink of an eye in a single breath, and none of these leaders go towards it. When the simple solution is here to create worldwide peace instantly, and these leaders don't go towards it, well, it becomes pretty blatant that they have a lesser agenda or lesser ideas. Is their goal to eradicate poverty and create worldwide peace? Or is it to continue conflict and war and what have you? But again, that doesn't matter what those decides. It matters what the good souls decide and come together to do this for humanity. Politicians and governments worldwide at any given time have about 47,000 politicians in power dictating what 8 billion people do worldwide. And look at those numbers, 47,000 telling 8 billion that they must continue to suffer in a capitalistic system, when the reality is right now here on earth, it is fully abundant. It is the creation and control of money by these governments that is causing the problem. Money is created out of thin air. The banks and the central banks do this every day. People just were oblivious to how money is actually created. And having said this, GPMS creates it instantly once the majority of the people worldwide or in a sizable individual nation that has its own currency, GPMS creates this money, and it creates it unlimitedly as well. Because in reality, the only thing that's restricting and limiting money today is the belief of the people that they must work hard and slave for it, and also that the governments put this illusion upon the people, as I said. And it's not coming, the capitalistic system worldwide is not coming from a place of leadership. It's coming from a deep place of control, without me rambling on in that. So, having said that, the divine plan is gpms.world. It's what saves humanity, saves the planet, if you will, and evolves it into what it should be, the heaven on earth. What everyone felt should be a world where everyone is in joy, peace, and abundance, and happy and joyous, rather than this current world that caused and continues to cause so many problems. So I'll leave it there. If that, a little bit about the lightning. You know, again, not everyone understands what I do and also what some of us do. I'm also a divine architect. I'm also a divine architect and a creator, and we work with the full creation and dynamics of Earth. Everything is energetic, and as we advance humanity forward and the ascension forward, there is divine architecture that is done to sustain higher consciousness. You need to sustain the that energetic environment that's over the planet. If you don't sustain a certain frequency, then what occurs, all of the masses would plummet into deeper fear, and then you destruct this whole world by earthquakes, storms, and what have you. This is also why the increase in storms and destruction is escalating worldwide, because there is the spiritual battle that is playing out between the darkness and the light. And the biggest tactics of the darkness, what they use is war, media propaganda, and to create suffering as they're currently doing with inflation, which makes one suffer. It puts them into fear. And these are typical tactics of the darkness. So I don't need to go further into that. But what I'm saying is the dynamics of creation is very real, whether ones believe it or not. It doesn't matter because it is real and it does exist. Thank you.
Yes, thank you so much, Rick. I know that you are not understood because you answered question, a very tough question, and by the end it was told um, Rick answered nothing. So anyway, this is the reason that the meetings I'm not saying should be done in a way, speaking also attention and everything, but also relating to the actual problem. Probably this will attract the people that still cannot see, but they may find a solution as GPMS. Right now, you know my point of view. If we can do something on this planet for this planet, this would be just amazing. I know that the rapture event may happen anytime. At the same time, living today on the present and see exactly what is happening. I see people that they are not aware about, even that they know frequency and everything, they are not aware about the 0.01 hertz frequency. And they are still saying, Rick, it's not speaking the truth. This link with the mind and the heart does not exist. We do not, it is already a link down there, so it's nothing that we can do more. So basically the people just to discover when they can shift their awareness from the brain, from the mind towards the heart, the breathing technique, and after that just to apply the frequency 0.01 hertz and remain there. So this will be just amazing. In time, they may discover that something shifted inside of them, and also living more in nature and diet and take care about the water and everything. This may raise their consciousness that they may start to see the answer. Right now, because we have given grace here, and I know just I spoke before starting the meeting with Rick a little bit about the weather, because we have such a weather right now in Canada, in the United States, with earthquake that this will come. And also right now it is a huge rain that may come with 20 centimeters high water. So yes, it is about the housing that should be given for free to everyone, and also started to make food everywhere. So how we can do that? I will let Rick to answer, even that this is also my everyday thinking, but we are still on the actual system. With GPMS, it's extremely easy. Rick, please, if you may answer how we can give the housing for free to everyone and make the heaven on earth. Thank you.
Yes, yeah, thank you. Uh, and that's a great question, and I'm attempting to keep it as short as possible. Uh, how will I answer this? Keep it as simple, Grace, as possible. What I will say, yes, upon the majority consent of GPMS, what occurs is every individual or family receives a free home, free place at least to stay, and a free vehicle. This is what is written on GPMS. Now, and also, I believe we're up to 30,000 equivalent US a month now, because I believe we put it up. Um, but having said this, also every individual, man, woman, and child receives this money, because what we're actually doing is the people is taking the lawful ownership of the creation of money on earth, the internet, and the financial infrastructure to do what is right with it. to once and for all eradicate poverty worldwide and to put everyone on an equal status of abundance and joy and to eradicate suffering once and for all. As I said, with GPMS, once it's up to the people. This is what's holding it back, or it would have been done within months when it first come out. So it's up to the majority of the people to agree. What you're using is your consent, your right of self-determination, which is basically your choice of how you wish to be governed. Do you wish to be governed by a selection of political parties that you are given, or do you wish to govern yourself at recognizing your intrinsic value with the majority of the people and then govern in abundance with all of the people working together rather than this current greed and capitalistic and competing system that is causing so much harm. And because of this, to keep it simple, yes, everyone gets a free place to live, every family, every individual, and a free vehicle of their choice. And the reason why this occurs is because none of the current world infrastructure, whether it be an airplane company, a vehicle manufacturer, none of these would exist if humanity did not contribute to them. Most of these big companies trade on stock markets, if you will, and they're startups, which is usually done through an initial public offering. I don't want to get complicated. This money comes from investors and from the public. But not only, and this is very important, not only does this investment come from individual rich ones, what you look at currently is your pension funds and your social services that every government or most democratic governments have for their people. All of that money is invested into the stock markets and into all of this infrastructure. So it's actually your money that they have created because you exist, and then they do these things with it. But the beauty of it is it makes you a lawful and technical shareholder of everything worldwide because what they did. So basically, your governments, when they gave you a birth certificate, they registered you into all of the assets of that country. So, what is occurring when the majority realize this, the people are the actual power. And when the majority votes for a new system, because you already own all of the infrastructure, you are a shareholder in all infrastructure worldwide, then when the majority votes for this, then everyone shares in the abundance. And in reality, money is unlimited. It's only the illusion that governments will tell you that no, it's not. We only create a little bit a year and put it back into an economy that causes harm. And then they have loop back mechanisms like taxes and what have you to make it look like it's needed to go back in to create more money. But the actual truth is that is the illusion. That is what keeps one's trapped in the suffering. And it's not true. So what we say, and let's look at, I love using the US as a notorious example. And I go back to the days with, let's say, Helicopter Ben Bernanke, and with the Fed, if you will, the Federal Reserve in the US, with the notorious quantitative easing that contributed to a worldwide or a US debt in the trillions of dollars. But the thing is, who do they owe this debt to? In reality, they don't owe it to anyone. They just keep creating it but this shows the illusion that they can create money at will and never need to pay it to anyone. So this reveals the nonsense of the system. And this is the illusion of the matrix. And this is when you realize that you begin to see a deeper agenda, because again, these politicians and governments, if they were actual leaders of the people, they're not that stupid to see that divine GPMS is the remedy. And that's why I say there is the intentional factor with it. Now, in the past, I have seen some politicians that, from their good of heart, that would go in, and when they were elected, as soon as they were elected, then they've got, let's say, the lecture written or spoken to them how things actually work. Then the politicians will revert to following the orders from a government that's creating suffering. And if any of these politicians, once they knew what occurred, if they would step up, they would no longer be a politician, because that's how the secret societies in the darkness actually works. But I began rambling on there quite a bit, and I could go further, but does that answer your question, given grace, that yes, we can do this and so much more? Do you have any other questions? Thank you.
Yeah, please, if you wish to unmute you. Joanna Maritana, this is your name, and given grace, it's your daughter. Yes, I read the message. Thank you. It's just to unmute, I will send you ask to
Perhaps
unmute.
yeah,
It's just to say yes. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Sir Rick and Ma'am Beatrice, no? Yeah, I hear all explanations, and thank you for the verifications. I noted about I hear the Federal Reserve, right, sir?
Yes, sure. Federal Reserve. From the
So,
United States.
so I'm really sorry because I don't have any, I don't want to speak too much English, so that's why. Ma'am Ludi Crystal, from Philippines also. Unmute.
Yes.
It's,
Yes, Sister Jonah.
yeah, yeah.
Ano po yung gusto mong itanong?
Naintindihan ko naman po. Tulungan mo ako dito,
Sige.
mama.
Okay, go ahead.
Kasi, pero magpapakilala po ako, no? Isa rin po kasi ako sa nagpa-process patungkol dito sa ano. So nagkakaroon tayo ng connection about this divine, no? In the future, we have also one yung layunin natin ba na maging divine, no? So sa aking pangunawa doon sa aking guro na nagpa-process kami dito sa Pilipinas, we are also in the process here in the Philippines, but for biblically and physically process. So, nakita ko lang po kasi yung pagkakapareho ng programa natin. But kami po we are complete from the beginning and until the end. So, maipapaliwanag ko yun but in a Tagalog, no? So that's why hindi ko masyado siyang ma-express sa English. Pero pag Tagalog, ma-express ko po sa inyo ng todo, no po? So kaya ako nagtanong, ma'am, dahil halos lahat ng grupo alam natin sa Pilipinas na iisa ang programa. Tama po? All groups in the Philippines about this is one only program. We are the same program. Same. But I always ask how it will be implemented, no? And when where the funds come from, I always ask all the groups in the Philippines. So that's why nakita ko I see on my Facebook account. Actually, yung my messenger in Facebook account is um, temporary block by Meta because of something like this, no? So, Ma'am Ludi, thank you doon kasi naging parang naglighten doon sa ano ko sa Facebook ko yung GPMS, Divine-gpms. Kaya na-aware ako, sabi ko bakit sobrang laki ng promise na pera, no? So, naipaliwanag ni si Rick about doon sa pera na yun nga magkakaroon. Ang sabi niya ano niyo po ako sabi niya dito magki-create ng pera, ganun ba? Para doon sa pondo. So by Federal Reserve backup, tama po ba yung pagkakaintindi ko? Hindi. So ibig sabihin at saka yung funds po manggagaling po ba doon sa mga individual. Ang sabi kasi ni Sir Rick, parang mayroong majority na mga individual na magkakaroon ng parang funds doon sa kanila galing. Ano po yun? Bank account or Federal Reserve process? Paano po yun, ma'am?
Okay. Ganito po. Divine-gpms is a global referendum. Global referendum for the replacement system, including the banking or financial system.
Okay.
So, we are getting the consents of the majority of global population before we
Okay.
can implement the replacement system.
Okay.
So, upon implementation of the replacement system, we, the people, will create our own money. Base po sa intrinsic value ng bawat isa, not in gold, not in any reserves, but the intrinsic value of each individual. So magbabago po ang sistema na umiiral sa buong mundo, lahat inclusive, government mawawala, education magbabago, health magbabago, everything. Pati financial and banking system. So the people will own the system, which is the replacement system, the Divine-gpms. So yun po.
So yes, ma'am. Yeah, go, ma'am.
Naka-prepare na po kung papaano. Instructions are just waiting for the majority consents para mai-implement na siya worldwide.
Okay po.
Pati po yung mga binabanggit ninyo ng mga organizations having the same program. Papasok po sila ngayon dito sa replacement system pag na-implement po ito.
Okay, copy.
Because this is from Prime Source Creator, it is His divine plan. Yan po ang sinasabi natin sa Divine-gpms. This is just the first step, a global referendum, getting the consent from the majority of global population, the children of God, for them to agree to the implementation of the divine plan. Ito po yun. So we are not an organization promising. No. We are having the consents of the people to implement the divine plan from Prime Source Creator. Ito po yun.
Okay.
Any questions pa po?
Okay, ma'am. Anong country po ang nangunguna dito, ma'am, sa GPMS referendum?
Eto pong mga kausap mo, kaharap mo ngayon sa Zoom meeting. Tayo po
Okay po.
yung
From
nangunguna. Opo.
so walang specific na country na siyang magpa-facilitate ng
Wala po.
pinaka-ahead po.
Wala po.
So,
We are creating a universal nation. In fact, ilang beses na pong sinabi na kapag ang Philippines ang nauna na nakakuha ng majority consents, we can start in the Philippines immediately.
okay. Okay, copy. Ah,
Yeah, so
Na
Jonah,
hindi
ano
po
pong ibig
tayo
sabihin? Yes, ma'am.
Sige-
Ano pong ibig
sige
sabihin
po.
ng GPMS?
Global People's Monetary System.
Okay po.
So, Jonah Maritana, everything it is
Yes.
about the law, it is about another jurisdiction. So right now, what we have on earth, it is about artificial laws as common law, civil law. Then this law will
Yeah,
be
yeah.
changed with universal law. When the law it is changed, everything start to be changed. That basically
Yeah.
the Federal Reserve, it's not
Yeah.
important because when we change with do no harm and money it's unlimited, then from there the money will be flooding like the water that you have today. So it is about basically to come with the new good technology. Then the
Yeah,
technology
ma'am.
will be able to bring up in hours many house shelters, housing, and everything needed until we are able basically to do everything that we need for humanity everywhere on earth. And first of all, we start from the actual infrastructure. So we are the people will have all the infrastructure, and we are the beneficiary of Earth with all the resources included. So basically, even the money by the end will be not necessary because it is based on our effort and time that we put for a collective working. Then from there, we build everywhere where it is needed. Then the people will have everything that it is needed. So the food has to be everywhere, not only for example, like we have right now in some field, agriculture field develop or farms or something like. The gardening could be also on vertical, so the food will start to be everywhere. And most probably many of us will be not eating meat or something like, then this become better and fruits everywhere we can have. So this will be not a problem. Other way of transportation, other way of building, other way of making food, using water and nutrients and everything. So this will be just amazing. Everything it is just to be able to start, and the consent, you will never gather consent by consent up to 4 billion. This is just to trigger the virality of GPMS. When GPMS become viral, then from there the consent will gather quickly. So this is what we are working. We are working for mass dissemination as much as possible in order to bring GPMS viral. This is the reason that I
Okay.
started the video today with I wish to see GPMS.org, GPMS on the sky, the website, divine-gpms.org, because there, yes, will be a mass dissemination finally, because this never happened until now. We spoke to the leaders, we spoke to some people, the people have no reaction because on the pyramid system, they still believe on the leaders. The leaders depend on their ascension and everything that they are still linked through the system. So this is the reason that until now we are still on this situation. But with a real mass dissemination, this is what I truly believe. in the sky if possible, because over the internet it is so much information. I truly believe on the sky. We should come on the sky, to write on the sky, Rick. So please do a miracle and write there on the sky, then everybody will see from any corner of the world. And there will be a true mass dissemination and GPMS starts. Yes, Rick.
Yes, sister, we're doing our best, and if all of us, yeah, perhaps combine our creation efforts, it will appear, and it can. Everything is possible in these times. It's all based on how strong you believe it and how much you trust it and how many are doing it. And that's what makes it possible, and that's what makes GPMS possible, when you have the majority agreeing with it. And for a moment, I'd like to just say the current system that you have worldwide, it recognizes your signature, your endorsement. It uses that and it recognizes it as lawful. Now, your systems worldwide, in at least most democratic countries, they also recognized signed petitions by the people. Now, even though, let's say, 100,000 or let's say 3 million in the UK will sign a petition to block what a government is doing, a lot of times it works because the government has no choice. The government can't go against, let's say, huge numbers of people, let's say 3 million, but let alone the majority of the people in any one nation. See, what occurs is all of the collection of signatures is actually willful consents that goes onto a petition, but it also is a law. Petition is lawful because you have all of the individual consents that they are coming together to make a huge statement and say to the government, we don't approve this. Here's a petition of about 3 million. What GPMS does upon those same principles, it collects the majority in any nation or worldwide. And when you have a huge majority petition like GPMS, the governments can no longer maintain the current system because it's not supported by the majority of the people. So then when the majority of the people support the replacement system of GPMS.world, it happens because no governments, as I said, how can 47,000 politicians tell 8 billion people or even 5 billion people with GPMS, no, you can't have it? No, they cannot. The politicians cannot say no. They have no choice but to comply, obey, or back away because it is the will of the majority of the people. And when they come together and put all of their consent together as one, it ratifies a lawful binding agreement worldwide. So it leaves no choice but any governments to step down or fully endorse and support it. So this is one of the reasons why it's inevitable, because it's being done lawfully and technically and practically, and it does no harm. It is the right thing to do. So no one in the public's best interest cannot attack it, including any politician or government. Because if they can attack it, but then it identifies the politician and the government as, what are you doing? You're attacking the full solution for humanity. So then it reveals their agenda in front of the billions of people. So, what I'm saying, it becomes nonsensical for anyone or anything to attack it. Because when you look at GPMS, the guidelines are all written out, how it's all inclusive for every woman, man, and even every child. The full abundance and the freedom it gives, and it's being done lawfully. It's being ratified. This is the worldwide ratification of the new world for humanity to eradicate suffering forever and do no harm. And that is the foundation, the divine law of GPMS. GPMS is the global people's monetary system and simplified divine law. And what we are doing with this monetary system is that divinely, we don't have time to educate all of humanity on all the trickery and deception that was going on that caused the harm. So we give it simple to them as a choice. Here it is. We have it written down. Here's what it gives every one of you equally. And here's what we're doing. Come together as one with one common goal. So we do this for humanity. Every day there's about 30,000 children or more dying worldwide because of hunger. This is savage. It's nonsense because it's all occurring because the children don't have any money. They're deprived of money to get food. That is absolutely savage. It's not civilized and it's not humane. GPMS gives to every child full abundance, full food, full security, never to ever be in such a survival thing and with their lives endangered again. And because not only just because of this one thing, because of everything that GPMS does, no one can reasonably, rationally, or logically attack it. And they cannot diminish it. It doesn't matter when you look at what GPMS, you can take God out of the picture for a moment and look at it logically. And when you do, just logically, you see that it is the most common sense for humanity to do. And it's so simple. Just come together, add your accord, your agreements, add your consent, and get this done. But one thing I will say, God is very real. And because God is real, that's why humanity has this choice now. If God was not real, the darkness would have taken this away before. They tried more than once to diminish it, but they cannot because this is from the light. It is from God. God is real and it perseveres and we keep going forward. It is inevitable that this does get done and it's God's will and plan. But what you're dealing with here on earth, not everything that you think is a human is an actual human. A lot of these, as you know, don't even have souls. They don't go forward. But we don't care about who doesn't go forward. We're looking to take as many forward as possible and giving them the simple choice to add their consents. And every child's consent counts. If a child is 1 minute old, the child's parents can consent for that child, but also morally, they are obligated as well at looking after the best welfare and interests of the child in the child's future security. The parents become obligated to do what is best for the child, and any normal parent will do this, and you make the rightful choices. But not only that, these children are part of the generation that is going forward, and rightfully so. Every child has a right to choose what kind of a reality they want to live into, a new, free, and abundant, secure reality, or grow up being a slave and spending many years in a school to be a robot for a society that just keeps pressuring and robbing them of all of their life force. So every child gets a say as well. Thank you.
Yeah, so do you have other question?
Okay, ma'am, thank you. Ma'am Ludia, noted your WhatsApp number. And yeah, I have little what do what do you call this? Naintindihan ko naman po yung mga paliwanag ni Sir Rick, no? At medyo nag-align din. It's all about my process also. So that's why I understand all. And I think it is the time to us to unite. I hope so.
Thank you.
And yeah, we have also physical process here. I actually the process physical and biblically. So spiritual, yeah, I know the divine law. I know the spiritual law. So we are follow strictly the spiritual law. So I don't have any doubt. So for explanation of Siric, I hear clearly and visualize, no, the pattern. So that's why I just now to know to Ma'am Ludi, ano po yung ginagawa natin sa Pilipinas para maging isa tayo doon sa mapatunayan natin na isa tayo doon sa gaganap or maisakatuparan natin ito to implement, no? So yun lang ang question ko, Ma'am Ludi, and I'm willing to cooperate and in this global people's monetary system. Naintindihan ko naman po. And I understand. Yun, ma'am, yung tanong ko. My last question. Ano yung gagawin natin sa Pilipinas para magawa natin, ma-implement natin? Kasi talagang sa prediction, alam naman natin yan na ang Pilipinas ang siyang mangunguna balang araw. So, dapat ngayon pa lang alam na natin yan. Alam natin na isa tayo sa contestant na para tayong, we are in contestant. All countries are contestant. So, naintindihan ko po lahat yan kasi nakapattern yan at hindi ko akalain na makukonek ako sa system nyo. Yun lang gusto ko malaman, ma'am, kung ano ang ginagawa nyo at sino yung namumuno sa atin sa Pilipinas para maging contestant tayo, no? So, yun lang po.
Yes, thank you so much. I love what I'm hearing from you, sister.
Yes,
My
ma'am.
heart is full. Currently, sister, Philippines po ang leading. Sa totoo lang.
Yes.
Sa sinabi mo nga, ang naintindihan ko sa iyo, you are also in an organization doing things like this related.
Yes.
So, nakakonekta po ang ilan sa mga organizations na yon. Nagkaroon kami ng connection and they also have volunteered for GPMS. So, yun po yung tuloy-tuloy na ginagawa. Kung magkakaroon ka po ng pagkakataon, you open the website and you will see the track progress. And Philippines is doing great. Doing great. And as you said, it was prophesied. So it is happening. It's happening, sister. Thank you for seeing the link and joining the meeting today. Thank you so much.
Because lahat, kahit andito ako sa Kuwait, I'm here in Kuwait. Just last November only. I process it, natagpuan ko yung proseso since 2003 and then continue then dahil sa hirap ng buhay. Sa proseso na ginagawa kasi nulo namin, pero nagko-connect na po at proudly na isa ako doon sa nagpo-proseso na yun kahit nandito ko sa Kuwait. Lahat po na sinabi ni Sir Rick, all you say, Sir Rick, about divine law, spiritual law, sa akin po yan. I'm holding the documents from Unseen Library and proudly say na isa ako sa nagpo-proseso doon. At kailangan po talagang ma-implement na ito dahil nasa humanity nga po, di ba? So, alam ko po lahat, naiintindihan ko. Kaya gusto kong malaman kung paano ninyo isa sa katuparan yung pag-implement ng mga nandoon sa programa. Kaya ganun po ako magtanong, ma'am. Lahat po kasi gusto kong magkaroon ng linaw. Pero divinely, binaba din sa akin na it is the time na nga na unti-unti mo nang hanapin yung mga kasama. So, yun po, bali, kung meron ma'am, continue tayo sa communication kasi gusto ko ring i-share pero ito ay confidential arrangement naman po. No? So hindi protocol kasi talaga. Actually ma'am, maliit lang yung grupo namin. Pero in-stop ko ang kasi hindi ako doon naka-align. I stop convincing ang tawag doon, mag-invite, mag-talk sa karamihan. In-stop ko po yun because of confidentiality ng lahat ng proseso. From biblically based, yung aming process, physically, para ma-implement lang ito. Through banking system man yan, through program, lahat. Nandun po kasi yung simula't simula kung paano natin umpisahan at tapusin. Nasa amin po kasi yun. So, kaya proud ako na ibahagi ito dahil naka-align po ako doon kahit andito ako sa Kuwait. So, kaya po lahat ng grupo hindi ko dinidebate, tinatanong ko lang. Hindi ko dinidebate sila. I will not debate any group, but I will ask some questions na kailangan sagutin nyo ako ng maayos para alam ko. Then, kung malaman ko, makikipagkaisa ako sa inyo. I will be yours pag ganon. So, ma'am, total, nasa Philippines tayo talagang, ang Pilipinas po talaga, kinakailangan kasi siya yung nandun sa documents to process. And sabi nga, dating nandun sa documents din, di ba, marami na pong patunay niyan. The Philippines will be great again dahil dito sa proseso na ito. So, isa tayo sa contestant doon, isa tayo sa mga pinagkatiwalaan na maging bahagi ng proseso para ma-implement ito sa pangkalahatan. Mag-uumpisa sa Pilipinas. Babaguhin natin ang kalakaran ng simbahan at gobyerno na mag-uumpisa po sa Pilipinas. And isa po ako doon, ma'am. So, Ma'am Ludi, thank you, Ma'am Beatrice, Sir Rick. Alam ko po yung divine na nanggagaling po sa iyo. At about divine law, wala po tayong pag-uusapan dyan. Biblically, I have verses from day 1 to day 365 days. I have from, so guided from the process, for the process. From day 1, January 1 to December 31, I have Bible verse for the process. And it is from Heavenly Father. So, dictate po yan. Documents, complete, nasa amin po yan. So, thank you, GPMS, Global People's Monetary System. Maaaring kayo nga po yung hawak doon sa sistema na yon. So, may iba-iba po tayong, we are in different forms. No po? So, maaaring kayo sa system, banking system, process, kami sa physical para sa panimula for the beginning. Napakahirap, ma'am, para sa akin. Pero ako yung proponent nung nagpo-proseso nito sa Pilipinas. Yan po talaga yung totoo, no? So, nagsasalita po ako sa inyo dito, alam ko naiintindihan ninyo ako, pero language lang yan, pero deep inside, alam nyo kung ano yung gusto kong sabihin. Yes, ma'am, naniniwala po ako na may implement natin. And
Yes.
mag-i-start na po tayo. Hopefully, mayroon lang po talagang mga balakid. So, sabi ko nga, panahon na ng paglilinis sa ngayon, unahin natin sa mga sarili. It begins in ourselves, no? Unahin natin first, heart and mind, focus, and be calm. Always. Yun lang po ang laging paalala sa akin ng nagpo-proseso sa atin. Wala pong grupo ang nagpa-process nito. Ang aking na-align, kasi ako lang po yung pero from time to time, nasa akin po siya nagsasabi lahat ng pangailangan niya, and then yung mga nagagawa na, and malapit na po talaga, ma'am. We are very, very soon to implement. Philippines, mag-start po talaga tayo sa Pilipinas.
Yes, and you check the website, sister, see the track progress, and you can also read some information and the details. It's on all on the website. And yes, you can talk. We can talk. We can have a long chat if you want for more information and for more sharing and
Yes,
exchanges of information. Yes.
yes.
Thank you. Thank
Okay,
you
okay.
for joining the Zoom meeting tonight. Thank you.
Nice meeting you all, Ma'am Agnes, Ma'am Emily, Ma'am Eva, Ma'am Beatrice. Thank you. Sir Rick. Thank you, thank you. Nice meeting you all here. And we implement here. We implement. We start.
Yes, sure. 100%.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes. We connect all. Yeah.
Yes.
Even I'm here in Kuwait. Actually, I don't, ayoko na magsalita, ma'am, but I'm go Philippines. When I'm come in the Philippines, I will see you. Okay?
Yes. And
We meet
we
in the
can talk.
Philippines.
We can talk some other time. Maybe after the meeting, if you want.
Okay. Okay, no problem. Thank you all. And
Thank
have a
you.
nice
Thank you,
day.
sister. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Thank
Ma'am
you so
Beatrice,
much
I'm
to be here.
finished.
Yes, thank you so much to be here. It is extremely important. We are interconnected, and this is how, from the frequency, you found divine-gpms.world
Yeah.
and divine law. So this is GPMS and divine law. It is also the divine law included, and these are universal laws, do no harm. And I would say if we are able to gather, not all the world, but those that they understand, as you are saying, having the mind and the heart connected and moving on the correct direction. Few of us really united on this direction, we can change the world. And I know
Okay.
that. I do understand that. It is, and right now, basically, it is another way that the people started to move into. It is about the weather, Rick. Right now, there are a lot of round tables. What we can do, because the government is not giving us money, but they need to discover the skill in order to make some shelters and protection, because the government no will do not give to the people the money. Then basically if they unite there, we have to move towards their round table and tell them about divine-gpms.org in order to start. Because many they gather right now when they see the changes, and this affects also the global consciousness for sure, and this is very real. Then from there, 100%, any kind of the level of ascension you are in, you will see the weather, and you'll find that there is no intervention in time, exactly as you describe about housing and food and everything. So when there is no intervention in time from the government are there for nothing. And who is the government? Some buildings, an artificial law, and few people. So nothing else. So basically, we are many, and if the people right now gather on this direction, uh, what they need to do to survive, then there it is also our place where we need to gather the few ones to their table and tell them about GPMS. Then few of us will be able to change, to influence the global consciousness in such a way that this will change our reality. We are saying the system. So because the people should react, okay, we should come together as one and start to care about each other. Don't let India having borders and having no access to enough resources. And there it's a high percentage of the population on Earth that is living in a very small area and everything. Don't let the Philippines under the earthquake and everything. And right now, what is coming in Canada, in the United States, will come the same. So I saw also what happened in Venezuela. So right now it is about the risk. It is so high. Only in Canada, United States, it is about the people started to speak about 40 million, 80,000 million. So it is a lot. This is really a lot. It is a lot of part of this population that we are living on North America, so-called North America today. And for sure, when this is a very high percentage of the population influenced by the weather on such a way about housing and food and everything, we should start to be able to find GPMS and to understand that this is the way. So Rig, right now there are discussion round table and the people started also to post over YouTube videos about Cascadia sleeping, 40 million in danger, Mount Rainers, 80,000 people in risk. Mount Baker, Mount Minger, this is also Vancouver area with a couple of million there, and this will be also down seen on the United States. Yellowstone, this is the North Alberta, Calgary, water failing, California, Portland, Hawaii. So these are the discussion in the last 2 weeks. And you tell us about the ley line grid. So please let us know how this ley line grid that you work on for so long time, this can have a positive influence and yeah, so how this all the people, because even that they will change the place, they will be in another place where they be under another pressure. So right now it is not really about changing places. It is about uniting and do something on the place where you are, or almost like that.
So what was the question, Sister Beatrice, if you
How the
may?
ley line grid influence positive and how
Oh,
it can change our reality, also in the global consciousness and everything.
well, let's just keep it, I'll keep it as simple as possible. The ley line grid are energetic lines and that go around Earth, if you will, and they are responsible for holding Earth in her proper tilt towards the sun and also keeping her in divine order with going around the sun. So divine, everything is by order, if you will. If it was not, it would be chaotic and you'd be floating in space somewhere or what have you. But there is a definite divine order. But on the micro level with Earth, ley lines are energetic lines that hold the stability of Earth in her most favorable position in relation, at least, to the sun. But there's a lot more with it. energetic ley lines, creation is energy. So what occurs by individual souls on Earth, they also, let's say, amplify energy, and they also create energy. So when it's given that energy cannot be created or destroyed, that is kind of like a misconception of what actually occurs. Because if you take energy at a neutral polarity, neutral state within an individual, but then you take, when they become very happy, what they are actually doing is transitioning energy to an amplified form that affects others. And a simple example of this, that it's true, let's say you just have a party in the old going on and just people mingling, but you may have a very joyful, high vibration feminine would come in very happy, and she would light up the whole party, if you will. So I use this just as an example of how amplified energy does change things. Now, when I take this little example and apply it worldwide with Divine GPMS, because it brings worldwide joy, then what occurs with the reality, it's an entire joyous reality. So the ley lines, and the darkness knew this, the ley lines detect, energetic ley lines detect what reality will be like. So the darkness will create wars, suffering, even satanic rituals and child sacrifices on these energetic lines to get them negative in the past. So then that negativity would escalate in out from these ley lines and affect geographical areas negatively. And this is part of what the darkness did. They had compromised the old 3D ley line grid. They would perform sacrifices and so much more on it. But not only did they compromise the old ley line grid by energetic actions at making people suffer, if you will, they also added to it by all of the gas and oil and mineral extractions out of, by excavating, taking them out of where they were deposited. It also disrupted the ley lines, because the ley lines are held in place by these mineral oil and gas reserve. See, when any mineral reserve, oil or gas, is in the earth, is in the earth's crust, it has an electromagnetic charge. It has a polarity. And that polarity is responsible for maintaining these ley lines in a certain place on Earth, so the Earth doesn't just keep spinning, catapulting out of control. So this is part of divine order. But also what had occurred is, because of extensive mining and extraction of fossil fuels worldwide, if you will, they replenished what held the old ley line grid system intact. Now, so to keep it simple, and I could write a full book on this, with the fifth dimensional ley line, it's a algorithm of a ley line system that cannot be compromised. It's all irregular shapes and what have you. And what we're doing is anchoring this down worldwide on Gaia, right to the ground, by groups of light workers that join in, that also have their co-creation abilities activated to do this divine ground crew mission. So what we do is very real, and we anchor these things in. Now, also, with the increase of minor earthquakes worldwide, typically up to 4.4 that doesn't cause any destruction. What these are microfractures of the earth that allows the hydrothermal fluids to come up closer to the surface, and when they solidify, they are quartz, because quartz is a higher frequency. Its properties is much more advanced than the old ley line system that depended on natural mineral deposits in oil and gas. This new ley line system that is being created worldwide is a higher form of quartz crystals. Now, quartz crystals, yes, have their own frequencies, and this is not fantasy what I'm speaking about. If you do a little bit of research, you'll see in your phones, your computers, that it's the quartz technology that is used in the plasma of your screen, with your phones, with the GPS connecting to the satellites for your global positioning systems. This is all very real, what I'm saying about quartz. So it is also being divinely brought closer to the surface to stabilize these new ley lines that we are anchoring in. And because we are divine and good, and our co-creator abilities are in alignment fully with doing what is good and right for humanity, but also good for all of creation, then this new ley line grid is very real. And it is very important because it's also the ascension transformation of this present current system, if you will, savage world, into the divine fifth dimensional world and state of being, where everyone is harmonious and enjoy and thriving. And again, about 9 months after the implementation of GPMS worldwide, humanity will not be using any money or method of exchange anymore. We're only, this GPMS is the temporary mechanism to overpower the dark money by making money fully unlimited and putting this power into the hands of the people to do all of the good things and liberate themselves. So in every country worldwide, there'll be, if we take the Philippines, what I'm seeing right now, Sister Lodi, Given Grace, Eva, they'll most likely be part of the administration team for the Philippines. And what that administration team does in the Divine-gpms.world is at their fingertips, they have unlimited money and access to all resources worldwide, what the Philippines may need. And where money is no longer an object, they just bring in whatever the people may need. But also at the same time, Sister Lodi perhaps will be checking out all of the huge manufacturers plants in the Philippines and putting unlimited money there to ramp up the important production of, let's say, air conditions, mass production, or what have you, because money is no longer a limit. And also any necessities that ones would need in their homes, like fans or what have you, all of that production would be ramped up, because these are supporting comforts for humanity. And no longer are these manufacturing plants privately owned as corporations. The people, everyone owns all of this public infrastructure that supports humanity. So then with these essential goods providers, like these manufacturers, the people that's running them stays there running them. But Lodi just go and say, how much money do you need? What do you need? And just give it to them and ramp up the mass production of things. But the owners of these plants no longer need also to make a profit. So then what occurs is you have more Philippines that are contributing their few hours a month to get their money. Then some of these will just go put in a few hours a week, like 4 to 10 hours perhaps a week. So they fulfill what they need to do for the worldwide community. So no longer does a Filipino brother and sister needs to work 40 or 80 hours. That's not the GPMS world. We only do what needs to be done for all of humanity. So they'll only be working, but this is worldwide. And like same as in America, with ones working perhaps 80 hours a week. No, that is no longer the case with the GPMS.world. You only work a fraction of an hours as we keep building and going forward very quickly. But what humanity will find once we unleash all of these funds worldwide, that in all of humanity working together instead of competing and separated, what you will find is you'll begin to have to work less and less hours. So then you have your life back, your family back, you're living in complete joy and abundance. There is no more war because there is nothing to fight about. There is nothing to compete about. Everyone worldwide is sharing an unlimited abundance. So what we're doing is the 5D ley line grid sustains this reality, and it also assists with divine ones when we interact with it. It also has ripple effects on others that, let's say, may not be just fully awakened yet or need to make choices. What it does, it brings in a divine higher consciousness level that is actually a problem solver for them, that they can even just get eureka moments and think of an immediate solution how to assist them. But it doesn't stop there. That's only the beginning. And their consciousness begins to expand higher, especially at knowing to do all of the right things and the good impact that it's having. And then they awaken higher in their morality. So I'll stop there with that. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much. Yes, Amelie, you have your hand up.
Yeah, I just want to confirm the statement that Rick said about the ley lines and the sacrifices that were being made in strategic positions on strategic pieces of the grid, because for the last year, I have been involved in a covert operation to be lured to a compound to be tortured and harvested for my adrenaline. And they couldn't take me because I am covered. I am always covered. But while I was there, I corrected the imprint that has been running in that particular geographical location for decades. And I have brought it into the light. I have followed the appropriate channels that I need to follow, to report these acts of violence against women. And I need to just state that real quick. It's not just children that are being sacrificed, it's women. And the more I investigated the cases of missing women all over the United States of America, it is by far a shocking revelation to find out that 500 women and girls were missing in one county in the United States within the first 15 days of the year 2026. So the trafficking of women and children, it's something that is very hard for people to accept, that has been happening on our earth, but it is a very real threat. This is something I've experienced on the ley lines throughout the last 7 years of me traveling all over the United States, being led and guided to all of these random places and listening to my heart and following my own inner guidance. And, I have to just accept, that I have allowed these things to play out in my reality and deal with them. I don't get to run from them at all. I have to confront them head on and do my part in bringing to light the injustices that are really taking place in the United States, how corrupt the United States truly, truly is, and all of the false information that is being given to other continents on the planet. The United States is not a safe area to move to. It is not a safe place to bring your families. It is not a safe place to move your business. Do not listen to them. They are lying. This is one of the darkest continents on the planet. And that's why I am here. That's why I am here in the United States. And slowly but surely, I have unpacked, my role in the GPMS. And, the only solution that I can consciously come up with to put a quick halt in the governments that are, pretending to be the authority over me, because there is no authority over me. There is no authority over me. I am an individual sovereign being. Universal law, I have been sovereign through all time and space. And universal law will be respected, whether people want to acknowledge that or not. That's on them. Okay. My divine sovereign rights cannot be manipulated. They cannot be played with. You are not allowed to come into my energy and try to distort it, alter it, change it. I do not give permission for any entity outside of me to do that ever. And I reclaim my power as an individual sovereign being and a representative of GPMS.world. Okay. I need to make something very, very clear. And I'm going to lower my hand. I don't know why that's up. Aligning with the divine GPMS.world empowers me. It accelerates my own inner strength, my own inner wisdom, my own inner empowerment. This is about the individual empowering themselves. When I stepped into GPMS, it was built off of my heart. It was built off of my integrity. What's inside of me? It wasn't built on anything that was outside of me. I was a part of it. And I just, the only, like I was saying, I'm going to go back. The only solution I can come up with in my mind, because my mind is this massive thing of information, if I pull down what I see in my mind, that my solution with the GPMS is to print off the public lawful notices and go straight to the courthouses and the municipal buildings and file them as an act of law. And that might sound crazy, but I can't come up with another solution. We want shelter right now. We are entitled as human beings to have shelter now. We are entitled to have health care now. We are entitled to feel safe now. We are entitled to free food now. So there's a few things that, I come from my perspectives and my lenses, and I validate them the very best I can, even when people do not want to do that for me. It's my own responsibility to validate myself and to empower myself and to encourage myself. And in doing that, it empowers other people to do the same. So I just want to, I'm just absolutely shocked right now. I'm dealing with some shock. But it isn't the first time that I have found a satanic ritualistic hub. It's not the first time. This is the first time that I've been part of a covert operation to lure me into one. Okay, a large group of people have played a part in grooming me, building trust with me, and developing emotional connections with me to get me out there to this place. And what I have to do now is just what I have to do now. Anything to bring justice. Justice, that's part of my personality as a divine being. I serve justice. I stand for equality. Those are things that make me happy. To stand up for what is right, that brings me joy to do that. So I have to just keep doing that. And I just encourage everyone all over the world to rise up in your own conscience and believe in yourself and believe in the power that lives within you, the God spark that is in you. You are the most powerful thing on earth, and you are the solution. I can only do what I can do, and I cannot carry the weight of what everyone else is supposed to be doing. I cannot do that. It's too heavy. So as soon as humanity chooses to rise up in accountability and accept the roles that they're here to play, things will move along a lot faster. So I am an individual representative. There is no one outside of me representing Emily. I do it. There's not a council. There's nothing. This is about individual sovereignty and the power that we possess within ourselves. So I just wanted to clear that up. And I hope to God you don't let anybody knock you off of your freaking throne.
Thank you so much, Emily. And just a news from the United States I had. I was asking what is still happening with the ID digital and everything. And the answer was because I know that it is on the QFS system and they promote a lot the quantum financial system. And the answer was something like, oh, Beatrice, long time. Okay, yes, and we know why, because they started to speak against immigration and everything that they did against the supposed immigrants that never exist on Earth in the United States with Trump. Behind Trump, there are many Trumps, and behind Trump, it is the white hats people. And his answer was that yes, there are the good ones and the bad ones. And right now, also, the bad guys may try to get some advantage of the quantum financial system. Then they may try to apply the ID digital inside of the quantum financial system. And I said, okay, so what kind of the ID we should use inside of the actual system? Because you never agree with GPMS and comment to support GPMS. And the answer was that any kind of digital ID, it's okay, because anyway, they will go after the bad guys and they will make the quantum financial system to play correctly with no bad guys and no ID digital. So it does not matter the ID used. And to the question why we are not on the same side for humanity, the answer was Canada will have a government system by the people soon. And I said it is about the self-determination that I'm speaking for years, or it is about the fake self-determination with a pyramid system where we will have a worldwide president. And the answer was not coming back, and said, no, Beatrice, we agree all the time. The people have to be like the government, but it is the way that we arrive there, because GPMS has their way, and we, the military, we are saying we are the way. And I said, okay, but it's just a very long way, because right now we see what is happening inside of the actual system. So it is good that the discussion started again, but I hope that finally we can see that it's only one way. It is choosing the divine law by the people, and not to create, to play as military inside of the actual system. At the same time, it was also a question what we can do if we still do not have a financial system yet developed or given to the people. And unfortunately, we have not the good technology on our hands. But in reality, it is only to unite, do not care about the actual law, and start to do good things, start to come together inside of communities, and we have the natural resources. So from there we can start. It's just do not care about the actual law that put a restriction in buildings and making food everywhere and everything. So it is just that do not go and work for money, to the corporation, where the big part it's going on the hand of the owner and only few money as salary on the hands of the people, then basically come and build in another direction. So we can do this also right now, but to have access to the good technology in order to organize better, we still need an environment where the law has to be changed. This is the reason that we need to come with Divine-gpms.world in agreement to make the planetary agreement to happen once for all and all time. Yes, Amelie.
Well, I mean, again, the public lawful notice that has been created on the website, those are intended. Rick, correct me if I've got this wrong. They were created for us to use in a lawful way. And I have every right to use those notices within their own system that they are violating my free laws, that the laws of divinity, the laws of what the truth are. Uh, they were written for me to be used. So when you get hit with an eviction notice, I mean, the reason people haven't left their jobs, Beatrice, is because they're terrified to be homeless. Because that's the outcome if you quit your job. If you decide to go against what society is doing and you wake up and be like, oh my God, I don't want to be a slave anymore. The society is not built and rigged for us to do that without a freaking horrible consequence. Okay? So people haven't left their jobs because they're terrified of losing their homes. They are completely not fully aware that there is a solution. And that's my biggest question is how in the heck can the people be blamed when they haven't even seen that there's a solution? Once they get this freaking solution in their hands, man, why wouldn't they run off with it? Why wouldn't they use the public notices to file them in the courtrooms and to let the lawyers and the judges and all of that fictitious, excuse me, BS? Why wouldn't they just, here you go, I'm just going to serve you right back with exactly what is true and accurate for my intrinsic worth? Because let me tell you something. If people truly think that they have time to play the game, they don't. And they are in distortion. They are not where I am. There is no more time to play the game. The time to act is right now. Take the public lawful notices that have been provided for the people on the internet and use them. I don't know what else to do, and I'm going to hand it over to Rick.
Yes, every public notice we put out, and also on the Absolute Law website, these are all public notices. No one needs to ask for any permission. They can take them, copy them, and serve them into the courts, to lawyers, to judges, to police, to military, to anyone, that they have to stand down, because if they don't, they are incriminating themselves. Once they are served the lawful notice, especially with a cease and desist order, if they are told they are doing something wrong, and what they are doing wrong, the cease and desist order is the first lawful action to inform them. Then at that point, if they continue, it shows in law that they chose to act unlawfully. So at that point, they're incriminated. But if they pay attention to the lawful cease and desist order and they abide by it, that choice then takes them out of any incrimination of their self. Then they begin to also administer the system itself and saying, hey, this is corrupt, it's unlawful behavior. But now this is on a micro level. What happens? It then goes macro the more that is doing this. So yes, there was another point in the US and around the world, what's occurring, US and Canada, as well. Many have had to take 2 jobs, some 3 jobs to try to hold on to their homes and what they have. But what's occurring, they have reached such a critical point that they are drained and they can no longer do this. So they are now seeing how futile it is to continue into the old. And it's at that point that they're beginning to look for the way, another solution. So many are right at this threshold currently because of the recent, let's say, wars and inflation worldwide that the darkness has caused upon them. They are beginning to realize that it's useless and it's futile to continue working 1, 2, and then 3 or 4 jobs. They will not even be sleeping. So they reached a point that they are completely drained. Now, ideally, they should have all been coming into Divine GPMS. But again, it has been challenging to get this out to all of the people. And ideally, prominent influencers that have big followings, they should have already picked it up, been representatives themselves of GPMS and giving it to their people to get it spread virally around the world, the solution. But in the past, what we have encountered, we have given GPMS not only to governments, international media, interfaith worldwide, we have also given it to organizations, over 3,000 charity and orphanage organizations worldwide. We give that to them perhaps about 3 years ago. No action from them. One's organizations that said their goal is to eradicate poverty. So we give it simply to them, and some of them say, oh, we can't do that, or the government would take away our funding. So it became obvious that they were government controlled and in states of fear and not doing what they said they were going to do. GPMS is doing to the best of its ability what we said we're doing. And we're in phase 1 at gathering the majority consent. It is inevitable because it's the only solution for humanity that frees everyone. So having said this, yes, it's escalating worldwide, the civil unrest, the pressure. Humanity has reached the threshold of the point that, you know, as all of us know here and can attest to, uh, you know, at any moment in the blink of an eye, GPMS should be going viral because the entire stage is set worldwide that the people no longer trust governments, perhaps 95%. It could be that high. It's about 85% at least. No longer trust governments, institutions, financial institutions. So when you have the majority no longer trusting that, combined with them needing to work longer hours, the prices going up on everything while the wages in some countries haven't risen for many years, while inflation has perhaps risen 200-300% or more. It's a stark realization from the people. Where is this going with the capitalistic system? It's only getting worse. This doesn't make any sense. And then it's at that point we say, here is the new replacement system that makes perfect sense when you look at it. It's everything you always wanted. It's everything you always felt that it should have been here on Earth. There is no reason for it to be the way that it is now, only that the people, the majority of the people, are not aware that they have this lawful choice right now with GPMS. It's lawful. That's why it's here and why it exists, because it's lawful, but also because God is real. With the unsettling civil unrest worldwide that's escalating, GPMS actually can eradicate or quell that by all of those protesting, the millions, if they just realize that they don't need to fight against the system, that the people are the majority and they just need to gather together with the new system. Because any majority of the people worldwide, once you support the new system of divine GPMS, that's what happens. The old system crumbles. So the people just merely need to know that they have to make a choice now. If you're working 80, 90 hours a week, take three seconds or 3 minutes out of those 80 or 90 hours and get your agreement in. Continue to work to survive if you need to. That's what we say, but it's so important you get your vote in, because your vote ends the reason for you working 80 or 90 hours a week continuously. It's only going to get worse. So common sense tells you, at least, get your vote in there, yours and your children's, and for your family, while you continue to honestly survive until we get this majority vote collected worldwide, and then we implement this. We would not even be presenting Divine-gpms.world to the people if we didn't already have the full plan and the knowing how it works. It works simple, it works easy. So we have the full plan, and this is what we're presenting to humanity. And it's as simple as a choice. We don't have time to educate humanity on how there's so much evil in the world with governments and what have you. We don't have time to do this. The people have already seen it themselves. They have experienced it. We don't need to educate them on what is wrong. They already know and they can see what is wrong. We only need to give them this choice and keep it simple, that we know what we're doing. So thank you.
So Sister Lodi, how are you doing with the nectar? I feel again, when we are speaking GPMS, I feel again the nectar here. And yeah, so this last week, I hear also frequency on the right side on the ear. And after that on both. And I said, okay, thank you so much, Merkaba. I know you are there. You are spinning, okay. So how are you doing and what it is happening in Philippines with GPMS? Thank you so much, Lodi.
Yes, what you said is very true and real. Just right now, I'm having heat flush, and the sticky palms, it's always very sticky. Um, just this morning, I received a call from Palawan, and Brother Chris, I invited him to attend today. He said yes, but divinely, he is not with us tonight. So maybe some other time or on our monthly Philippines meeting, maybe he can come. The news that he brought me this morning is they had a meeting with the tribal officers in Palawan, and they are talking about the projects, the proposed projects that they are going to build in their 30 hectares ancestral domain. So hopefully, in divine timing with GPMS funds that they are waiting for, and it will coincide with what they are preparing right now in the area. So they are expecting, and of course, they are um, actively doing the legwork in gathering consents from brothers and sisters in the Palawan area. And also, with a few brothers and sisters that are sending me names. They are continuously working for GPMS. And I am so elated that tonight we have Sister Jonah joining us out of nowhere divinely. She is guided to be with us tonight, and I am very, very thankful and grateful, glorious and grateful for having her here with us tonight. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Lodi. And I really hope that also other area may come with consents as high as Philippines already has. It is amazing what is happening there. And probably GPMS may start from Philippines, or we never know. We may have a surprise. Yeah, so for the sister Agnes, she wrote us that she's in Germany, and because there are 36 degree Celsius degree there, she was basically directed towards a church in order to hear the meeting, and she's not able to speak because of that. Yeah, so thank you so much, Agnes, to be here with us. Your presence matter. And with all respect for your work and gratitude for everything that you are doing and appreciation. And this is not a problem if you cannot speak today from the church. This will be in another meeting. Yeah, so we have also with us Eva Mikosa. She is also from the Philippines. I do not know if she may wish to add something. Probably, Lodi, if you may translate her to introduce her on our meeting. Thank you. Okay, so probably she does not hear us. We are already almost to 2 hours of meeting. If someone wants to add something for today. Yeah, so Rick, if rapture happen, probably we cannot see you anymore here for a period of time. Living in another planet and coming back, I do not know when. What will happen with the ley line grid and everything that it is built, and how we move forward here on Earth? Thank you.
Well, simply the ley line grid is built enough now to sustain the evolution into the next dimension. At this point, what I'm feeling, if a rapture occurs, all of you dear sisters, we may still be here because we'll be very busy then with GPMS because the people will believe. So I'm kind of feeling from Father that, yeah, we may be here. So it'd be glorious if we're here because we're fine and witness, let's say, 3 million vanish from the earth. That would be a very beautiful experience because in reality, we are all immortal. And, there are things in the Bible that are true, even though, things have been manipulated. But one thing that is true, because Father had reminded me himself that he said, he who tries to go first will go last. And so, and that's a very important statement because it shows if you're selfish and you want to exit, if you're just thinking about yourself, that is not selfless compassion. So in reality, you can't go because you're thinking about yourself, right? So, but I mean, we're all thinking about humanity, all of us here, and doing the right things. And we are divine designees, if you will. We are put here on this version of Earth for a very important reason. And, what I'm feeling at this time is that we are the guardians, the hidden ones, if you will, of GPMS to make sure that it does get done. So, as I've said before, there's a certain ambiguity with what I get from Father, whether I'm going or not. I'm given instructions to be prepared, but not exactly what for. Meaning that Father could say, be prepared for the rapture, while we're still here and the rapture occurs with other souls, and we're still prepared that it's a real thing. So I'm showing, from this perspective. So, and that's why the only divine and logical and rational and reasonable and practical thing is for us to continue forward, because we already know that God is real. We know our physical vessels are advancing. There's at least 3 of you sisters on here, including me. We've got the nectar coming out of at least the palms and other areas of the body. So we know it's real. We're fine. If we needed to stay here through an apocalyptic ending, we would all be safe, because it's what Jesus said, brother Jesus, although you walk through the valley of evil, you have no fear, more or less. And this is what divinely protects you, because it's fear that separates ones, and that the darkness is able to control. So your trust is so important, our trust, in knowing that no matter what occurs, we'll be fine. And so we're here on earth to assist as many souls and humanity to take them forward. And it's no one knows the hour when any of us will leave other than Father himself. So we do our divine work, our mission, from our great compassion for humanity. And if we go, then we know that enough work has been done here to civilize humanity, that enough seeds have been planted. But either way, we continue forward with what we're doing. Now, quick update on our contributor membership website. We're getting very close. Hope perhaps this week. We're working on some final things, both the instructions and the permissions, and I believe a few sisters here are also assisting with this, so we get it up and running. Also, in reflection about the contributors pool, what I believe, we have not been having any to step forward, if you will, to be a mediator and steward of the accounts to assist one. So any that is contributing, I believe the best way at this point is any true missionaries for GPMS can put their name in a table on a list. And what we'll do is just perhaps say that if any contributor wishes to sponsor any of these missionaries that are listed there, then they can contact them directly. And what this does is take any middleman, if you will, out of the equation. Then what it does, it puts the entire choice and willingness by the sponsor to choose and assist a missionary of GPMS. So that way it keeps it more simpler, if you will. So what I'm proposing is we'll put it that way to get things up and running, and perhaps things could change. What I've seen, and there was an email sent to our inquiries. One wishes to assist with contributions monthly, if you will. And with that, I said GPMS doesn't need any money. It's all volunteer, and any of you sisters can look at my reply, but there's another message sent that perhaps I'll reply to make it clear. But the point I'm making to this is that contributors are already activated, because this is an indicator for one to contact us saying that they want to contribute to, they call it the administration of GPMS. But again, currently we don't need, we have everything funded. It's just the website that we only ever needed any money for. And I believe we're good for another year with that. So we don't have any administration costs, if you will, because this is all volunteer and with that. But the point again, should this one that offers to contribute, where we had the contributors website up, then this one could contribute to a pool. So we'll see how this goes. But our main thing is with the membership website, there were many more things to think about as well, that prolonged and also divine timing, but we're getting very close with this to accommodate it the best, you know, for our members and some GPMS members. And also, you know, we have to make provisions that it's private, because you don't open it up public. No one wants to deal with dark troll attacks and all of this. So we need to maintain a divine order, if you will. And any that consents with GPMS, yes, they can be a member of the membership board. However, we also have it provisioned the goodness and equality, which is a divine statement, but it's also an order that if anyone in there is attacking or abusing anything, then yes, they will be banned, because they lose their equality of goodness, and it becomes a violation of divine law. And simply divine law is everyone working in harmony together, no conflicts, no individual issues to be brought into this safe, joyous, harmonic space, as we say. And also with this, our current Telegram country groups, what we'll be doing, I believe, is dropping those country groups. There's little activity in them, and we'll put new country groups facilitated on the membership page, so we can bring everyone together, and then they can have their own communities from the membership page. And that way also it makes it more easier and more manageable. So these were just a few thoughts with that, and that's where we're at for continue to work on it. And of course, the numbers are still coming in mainly from the Philippines, from Sister Lodi's efforts, and which is good. And sometimes we see some bikes from other countries, and this is showing us part of an evolution, that something is seeded there, and that it's a little bit slower there yet. But again, at any moment, it can go viral, and so we keep working towards that. And Brother Donovan, he is doing amazing work at getting the message out and consistently. So nevertheless, you know, ones are doing great work. I myself keep very busy and keep putting things out. Just, I believe it's up on the website. We added another page to GPMS, and let me just look I think it's titled, I think we titled it How the Transition Works. There's 4 sections to it. It's what happens on day 1, gives an example, and then just trying to open this. And then we have frequently asked questions just for that, this sequence. And then we give an example of it. So we're also putting this on, or is it on the website already, sister? Yeah, yeah, there it is, right there. Yeah, please bring that up. So it's yeah, it's all on there. Great, great work. Yeah. Yeah. So we have that too. Do you wish to scroll, Sister Beatrice? I didn't look at it yet myself when it was finished. Yeah. So you can see, yeah, so anyone can view that. We have added that on there. And it also should be more simple for ones to see how the transition works. Also, it gives them something more credible and tangible to hold on to, that it leads them through how it's done, but also why it's very real as well. So we kept it, I believe, in as simple layman's terms as possible for this. Open this one up, sister. Who pays for Divine GPMS? Want to see what we put in for the answer for that. So we can look at it and yeah, so it's that was not written up in my words, but it's written up in a way that hopefully humanity understands that it's the creation of money that we have. So, and of course, if there's anything that anyone may see with the website as we evolve it, please bring it to our attention. So if at times there may need to be some corrections with things I write and put out, I use the assistance of the AI, Ray, at times, and
Yeah,
sometimes I don't.
so
Go ahead.
I have something. What happened with the existing businesses? It is written businesses that provide genuine value continue providing goods and services. I don't think so, that the businesses will continue. Because basically a business,
Well, what the businesses become, they actually they remain as goods and services providers of essential goods and services. So you have an existing business that is doing this already, but the business, yes, transitions just as a depot and a purveyor of whatever it's offering out there. So it's written for ones to understand that a business remains, but not the way that it was with profit and what have you.
so yeah, so this was my question, because basically we are paid equal and the ownership there, it's not about the ownership anymore inside of that
Exactly.
business.
Yeah, they're
Um,
just providing a service
so
while
it
getting
should
their
be
self.
there, yeah,
So
it should be another
yeah.
explanation. And there should be another explanation.
But here's what happens. Then what are you going to call it? If you give it a new label, if you will, most of humanity might not recognize that label. So it's better to use an existing one that they identify with, is the perspective that we take, because we're speaking in as simple layman's terms as possible, and what the majority, what they can relate to and what they can identify with, so they can understand much quicker what we're speaking about.
Yes, so basically, yeah, we do not need to change, as you are saying, the name for the people to recognize the location and the name, but it is the ownership that change. The ownership, it is part of all the ownership with the people. So this will be
Yeah,
the
instead of them being a proprietor in the old, they just become an administrator of offering the service to humanity or the goods. Yes, they become a part of a supply chain, that where everyone is paid equally. Businesses no longer have a payroll because everyone that's assisting there is contributing for their contribution of hours, if you will. So there is no cost. There is no overhead cost whatsoever for any of a service or goods provider, essential one, that used to be a business. So the business actually changes.
Yeah, so basically that it's not a business anymore. It is just
Yes,
a center to
exactly.
provide the goods and services, and the ownership, it's about the people. Then the one working like owner there, or that was owner there, could work if wants, or could work in another part of the community, but could work also to provide the same goods and services. Yeah. Yes, so I believe that we cover almost everything, and we are more in 2 hours and more meeting for today. Um, yeah, so I would say
Yeah,
also,
is there any questions on Facebook? I don't see any I can finally see, so yeah. Don't see any questions there, so looks like we're almost finished, unless someone has something else, then I guess.
we'll be looking quickly. Work in another part of. Okay, there are only 8 messages. It's most like hi, hearts, hey all. We have the Chris Rangers appear again. The high protecting sounds accelerated in the last week. Yeah, this was his message. And everything else is basically a hi. It's not even a message. Yes, so for today I would say that, or also we started to run a sort of radio that is still only internet-based radio until more may happen, because I wish more, and I have also other dreams other than right on the sky, Divine-gpms.world, true freedom. Yeah, so I hope that on Earth this become true, and probably we remain here as long as GPMS it is implemented. And I will show also this radio, and for the people to remember, I gave also a name, and I made another Facebook. It is GPMS Do No Harm. And when they will scroll a little bit down, the only things that may see, it is the link. And from this link could be also open on the cell phone, and from there could be linked, and the people can also listen from the cell phone or computer or something like. So right now, even that the people are not at home, there are our meetings that can be here day and night from all over the world at this time. And there it's work on progress for apps, but need testing. I do not know there, but I hope that this may come too. So I encourage the people that they have the mind and the heart linked to come with GPMS, because we need this community that will influence the global consciousness, and to start to speak GPMS. So GPMS become like a language, and started to speak GPMS on a MP3 format. And please share the format, because we need speakers. So we need become today representative of GPMS, as already given grace. It's here, because given grace, the daughter, it is here through the mother. And the child voice matter like an adult inside of GPMS. Thank you so much to have a daughter like that. And yeah, so please just come forward and start to speak GPMS today. Yes, Rick.
Yeah, for Sister Jonah, she's at Given Grace there. Uh, what I'm feeling and detecting is your divine presence. And I believe you said something more about when you were awakened. And let me say what I'm seeing of you so far. And I know I can speak for the rest of the panel here. We are impressed. And I believe at the soul level, at least for we recognize you. There's something more with you. So having said that, do you wish just to share what happened with you that you're so easy at understanding GPMS, but also at knowing that God is real and being awakened? Do you, and your English is good. Do you wish to just share a little bit more of your story before we go, if that resonates? Thank you.
I asked to unmute. Just say yes.
Okay. Thank you, Sir Rick. Actually, I don't know how I speak. I don't know how to talk English also. and but I think they have discernment all of us here to understand me, no? So I don't know also why I'm here. It's because I think it is frequency, just like you said, and it is by divine. So I know how to divine intervention also, and it is from Heavenly Father. I don't know how, but I know how to divine intervention. So that is awakening in 2023. I only normal person in the Philippines. I don't know how. Uh, there is something I very easy to me to understand. Even one talk, I all analyzation or verification, all is in my mind. I don't know. So I think GPMS, it's in alignment, yeah, because the wealth for humanity is not easy to give by one by one. no? So GPMS is connected on terms of, like you said, in terms of banking system. So I connect all, and then I analyze it, and I will share it more on Ma'am Ludi. I think Ma'am Ludi understand me when we start talking each other, no? So Ma'am Ludi, I want to explain all process from physical and it on how it become implemented. I purely and clearly say it to you one by one from the beginning until the end we implement it. So I see also sa Sir Rick, the divine guide, the divine guide from our creator, our creator. So yeah, I will see the what do you call this? Nakita ko rin sa kanya, Ma'am Ludi, yung guide nga na ibinibigay sa kanya yung tamang pagbibigay ng tamang ikaliliwanag ba sa mga tagapakinig, no? So sa akin kasi is purely Tagalog, Philippine. So that's why I cannot speak it purely clearly to you, sir. But in my mind, in my heart, I see you that you are divine. Divine also guide the lightning from above creator is on your head. So every time you talk, um, the God creator give me the lightning also and for you also. So I don't know. It will happen. Sabi nga sa Tagalog, ma'am, no? Pag may isang tagapakinig, kailangan talagang magsalita, no? Tapos ilan lang tayo dito. We are only how many person here? But hindi tayo tumigil magsalita. Hindi din tayo na tumigil hindi tayo napagod makinig, no? Kasi nga ito yung katotohanan. This is the truthful process on how the wealth for humanity will be implemented. So we need to connect. We need to understand the process. I think yes. Nag-i-start na ako. I will start na mag connect, no? Dati po kasi from the past, I'm only on focus on the process of implementing physical, the physical. So, but in guided with the spiritual. So no, not government, not religion also in my position. I'm not in religion, I'm not in the government. I'm not connected in religion and I'm not connected in government process. So it is depends on the proper process in physical and then go to the spiritual by guided of the Holy Spirit and the God Creator, our God Creator. So, yun, nahirapan lang ako, mama, na magsalita ng English, pero alam ko, deep in your heart na naintindihan ninyo po ako. No, you are understanding. Okay po. Si ma'am, ibibigay ko yan kay Ma'am Ludi if gusto niyang ipaliwanag once na tayo, ma'am, ay nag-usap na. No po. Yun
Yes,
lang po.
yes,
Thank you
sister,
very much.
definitely. I want to understand fully what you have gone through and what your journey is. Yes.
Malalaman mo rin yan, ma'am. Makikilala mo po rin ako. At syempre, meron talaga pong akong nasa likuran. Ako lamang po ay isang mensahera. I am the messenger.
I
I am the
believe you.
messenger.
Yes, sister.
I only the messenger.
Mhm.
Yes. Thank you, Sir Rick. Thank you, Ma'am Beatrice. Welcome, Sir Aziz from India. Thank you, sir, for joining. Okay.
Yeah, so we
Okay,
are
Ma'am.
here on round table, so you may invite everyone to speak or you can start to speak. We are on round table. We are really equal. Yeah, so thank you so much that you already spoke about Aziz. I have to speak about him because on the radio station, the people cannot see him, but he's here. So Aziz, he's a leader of GPMS from India, and he's keeping united the group there. It is a language barrier. He knows other languages. And we invite also people to translate from India to come with him. And from there, we may find final news from India. So every single area in the world, it is important. And I really hope that this union that is happening with GPMS will be bigger and bigger. Then finally we are able to implement the law. So what is happening a little bit with the communities, because the communities are saying, yes, we respect each other, then we go inside of a community for survival and everything. In reality, when we do not have a reference, an implementation of the universal principle, this create chaos. This can end anytime in chaos. This is very important to create the order and to get in balance everything on earth and move forward to create the agreement on the word. Then created the agreement on the word, we can come with real communities, as like communities as Bruno is speaking, Bruno Mihailescu is speaking, and others about the like community, self-sufficiency and everything. So to arrive there because yes, the communities, they are the heart of GPMS, but at the same time, we need the agreement to be done. Yes, Rick.
First off, thank you, Sister Jonah. And yeah, I feel you'll perhaps be on the Philippines GPMS meetings. I just feel that just saying it. But the like communities, uh, what is occurring with like communities? Uh, some of these like communities don't believe in God, if you will, as well. They believe in other derivatives like the universe or source, which is good. And we have this also provision on the website for all different beliefs so that they can get a perspective on what we are speaking about. And as we said, GPMS, you don't need to believe in God even to be a part of it, that we invite everyone in because everyone keeps their own beliefs, their own heritage, and their own culture. We're just bringing everyone together with that one common goal to unlock the unlimited abundance worldwide for humanity and put them in the peaceful, joyous, abundant world. So we're just coming together with this common interest, this common goal to do what is right, but also at the same time knowing that we have all of the instruments, the skill set, the knowledge, and the tools to do it. That's why we are here, and we are just gathering all of those that want it and that also already received it divinely in their own way, or even that it just resonates with. So I can say that I know God is very real, but an individual, if they did not experience it themselves, they might not believe it. But that is fine as well, because GPMS, even though we call it divine, because it is the divine plan for humanity, even because we call it that, it doesn't matter what one's belief, because this is also, we could have called it prophecy plan, if you will. It doesn't matter. It's been written through antiquity, again, in all prophecy, scriptures, religion. This time would come, the Satya Yuga, if you will. In Hinduism, it's been provisioned there. In the Hopi prophecies, it's been provisioned in the indigenous peoples and all around the world. It's been seeded already that this time would come. So, the great knowing by the people for millennia that something was not right in this world and that there was an actual evil. They already know that. So the only thing is, for most of them, they didn't know that the evil was that there was a real evil that was in control of what was causing all of the harm on the earth. Many people just thought it was bad people in politics and governments. They just thought it was bad people. But we're now at the point where no, they realize that these are not people at all, a lot of these, that they are actual evil with underlying agenda and evil intent at causing war, disharmony, suffering, and all these things that actually harm humanity. So many of the people just thought it was bad ones, but what I'm saying, the truth is, no, it goes much deeper, and that is the reason for the Great Awakening, all of the divine ones and the divine plan, because there is a super divine intelligence known as God, Mother, and Father, I will say, that is very real. And there is a divine order. And without that, again, as I mentioned earlier in the meeting, without a divine cosmic order or a divine intelligent order, there would be total chaos in the universe. But in times as such as now, especially on Earth, when they are scheduled to advance into a civilized civilization, there is the divine intervention before humanity allows itself to be destroyed. And that's why all of us are here, to save humanity and get things back on track and to save the souls. Organically, the evil and the darkness is uh, taken care by their own self because they judge their self. And the way that reality works, we are in a divine protocol here on earth with the energetics of creation. What means is that any aligned with ill intent, with their reality, everything they do brings in more and more of the same, which is negative. So organically, they are dealt with by their own choices. That's why GPMS does not fight with governments or anyone. We're gathering those that are in alignment, that are positive and doing the good and right things. That's what we are looking for because they are the majority on earth. And, each one also on an individual basis is they judge themselves by their actions and their deeds. And when let's say you could have a soul that is lying, yet what they come to find out in this great time that the energies is set up that if they continue to lie, then they will be lied to by, let's say, so many, and they will go into a deeper, compounded negative experience. And this is what's occurring. So they create a multitude of instant karma, which is negativity for themselves. And that's why it's organically taken care of, that these evil ones judge theirself and they condemn theirself from the future reality. And it's also why ones that choose to do the right things and the good things they go forward into this new harmonious world. And with this, again, at this current time worldwide, the baptisms, the belief in Jesus Christ, with Brother Jesus Christ, it's about the way that he taught, which is so important. So when you see many being baptized to be a follower or a believer of the Jesus Christ way, they are in alignment with what is right and what is good and with God. So we're seeing that escalate at the same time that, yes, Brother Jesus, angelics, if you will, are visiting many worldwide as part of their awakening. And very quickly, they're getting a wake up call at knowing that divinity is very real and that this reality has much more to it than what they ever thought. And it's also not as it seems. So many more are being divinely called to action, to awaken, and to change their ways. So this is occurring as well. So just to reiterate, I've said this before, but I needed to say that because there is a divine plan, that this is not happening randomly. There is a brilliant, supreme intelligence that is known as God, Prime Creator, Source, even the universe. It is not running on havoc and chaos. There is an order to it. And there is a supreme order, a supreme being that also ensures that there is order. If this was not so, many of you would not be awakening today to create this change. So there is a brilliance and a divine plan that is behind all of this. And also, none of us would be here today with this plan that saves humanity from the evil if God was not real, because the darkness would have already eliminated all of us. So you need to really know these deeper truths. It's not to convince or persuade someone that God is real, but it's putting more of the facts and rationale on the table so each one can discern their self. Is it relevant for them to follow that? Do they need it? Or can they just make a logical choice, a moral choice of doing what is right and consenting with GPMS and get this done for humanity? No matter if one believes in God or not, they know it's wrong for 30,000 children to die daily because of hunger. They know that it's wrong for wars to kill, let's take in Palestine, perhaps 100,000 Palestinians killed, with about 70,000 of them being innocent women and children. These 70,000 women and children did not pick up arms and go against Israel. So it shows what Israel did. It was annihilation, attempted annihilation and genocide of innocent civilians, women and children. Look at what occurred with the Iranian war. There was no nuclear threat. The US was not provoked, neither was Israel. And what did they do? Their first missile, one of their first missile strikes was to hit a school, a girls' school, that killed almost 200 innocent children, most of them feminine, because girls are the ones to have the children. And not only was it one strike, there were a few other strikes after that. And the recent information that I have seen is that it was a scheduled attack, that these were the targets. And when you look at all of these innocent children and civilians killed in Iran with these wars, they are not the problem. They are not the ones that has nuclear arms, if you will, but there never was any real threat. So you began to see the true story, how many civilians in Lebanon, Palestine, and Iran that were killed as a result of Israel and the US. And not only that, with all of the casualties, was perhaps about 99% of the casualties in this war were innocent civilians, and perhaps mostly women and children. So what are these evil warmongers actually doing? When they're killing the children, they're killing the new generations. When they're killing the women, they're killing the source of creation to bring more children into the world. So it becomes easy to see that that is savage. It's also sinister and it's also evil. So not only with their war did they kill all of these innocent civilians, they also caused worldwide inflation and havoc that harmed the entire world as a result of their actions. These are not, they are rogue nations, but not only are they rogue, the rest of the world is also, the governments are also rogue because they did not stop them. When you look at the military forces combined of the rest of the world, it greatly outnumbers the US and Israeli combined military force. So why did the rest of the world allow this to happen? So what I'm saying is, not only is it the blame of the rogue nations, it's the blame of the rest of the nations that did not stand up and stop this. Look at what happened with Venezuela, and go right in and take a country's leader right out of there. It doesn't matter if that leader was corrupt or not. This is about the divine sovereignty of a country. It was totally disrespectful, and it goes much deeper. It was a geopolitical move at attempting to secure Venezuela's great assets of metals that are important for technology and warfare, but also their oil and gas supplies. So you see that this was all a premeditated attack as well. And then they tried to take Greenland, because also in a lot of these minerals, if you will, there are the ingredients to build atomic warfare. So who was doing this and who wanted it? And also, at this time, it looks like the US itself is the biggest holder of the nuclear warfare worldwide. It also has not complied with worldwide treaties to expose and reveal how much nuclear warheads it had. It kept it secret. So ones really need to know who is the Antichrist, and I'll say it here. It's Trump. But I'll also say that God is more powerful, and that there is a supreme being known as God, and that the people needs to make the choice. They cannot serve two masters. They cannot serve the darkness that is killing innocent women and children. They have to make the choice to say, no, that's not acceptable. And a new system has to be created so these rogue ones do not come into power again like that. The political system worldwide has to be eradicated, because it's in the capitalistic system, because it's what creates all of the suffering and puts the power into a few rogue people's hands that make 8 billion on the planet suffer. So God is real, very real. We have the divine plan, that is GPMS. and all of this evil will be eradicated. I can't say exactly when, but I do know we're getting very close because the world has seen this. The world sees how this is not right. They have seen the demolition that was done to Palestine. They have seen the truth from Iran, what occurred with innocent children being killed. Any moral human could not support any administration of a government that is doing these heinous crimes. The US was notorious in Afghanistan, Saudi Arabia, also with the M16 in Iran. And I believe 1979, when the US and the M16 from the UK went in and began to attempt to control Iran back then to get their oil and their resources. As I put out, the price of gasoline in Iran about a month ago is around 2 to 3 cents a liter US. Yeah, 2 to 3 cents. Because what Iran was doing, it was sharing the benefit with its people. And this is one of the reasons it became a threat to the old capitalistic political order. So they make up a lot of stories and give to the people, the propaganda, the media. They make up these things that Iran is a threat when no, it never was. These are the lies and deception from an antichrist. Also, I'll go a bit back when at the first of the year, when let's say Trump attacked Venezuela, with the cost of that whole operation, I believe it was in perhaps the billion or what have you, or a billion. But at just before he did that, what he did is he auctioned off a picture of the Christ for charity or for the homeless. So at his New Year's party, he wanted 3 million for it, but he didn't get that because it was all staged. So he then had like 2.75 million, I believe, that he was going to donate for the homeless. But at the same time, it becomes very revealing within a matter of days that he could create out of thin air $1 billion or more to go and attack a foreign country that really was not a threat to him. So again, you see how this one does not support the homeless people, does not support the problems that is in his own country, but is happy to spend $1 billion on aggression and warfare, when very quickly that $1 billion could have been split up between the millions of homeless people and ones needing food stamps, and where things are getting much harder in the US. Instead, he wanted to put billions and trillions into war while the whole US suffers more and more. That is evil. That is wicked. You can see that very blatantly, and the people can see it. And that is also one of the reasons why we are coming close to an end of all of that evil savagery. And God is real, and it will be taken care of. However, it needs to be. But God is not worried about the darkness, because the darkness is the victim of its own demise. But actually, God looks for is those that are good, moral people and in alignment with what is right, because those are the ones that can reside in a higher frequency world known as heaven on earth. So everyone is seen worldwide, and everyone now has to make a choice. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much, Rick, to let the people to know the real price of oil and gas, because here in Canada, in Alberta, I paid also 1.9 Canadian per liter, the gas. So this is the reality, and it is a variation between 1.6 to 1.9 Canadian per liter at this time. So this is so high, and this is the third location, considered the third location in the world, Alberta, Canada, for oil and gas. So we can see the capitalism here. It is so high. Because we are almost in 3 hours of meeting, I would let the people to know my name. It is Beatrice Dumitrașcu. I'm living in Canada. I wish for the people from Canada, United States, and also Romania, because I'm involved for GPMS also in Romania, to reach me via GPMS in order to move forward GPMS in these areas. For sure, it is very important all around the world, but I put more effort in this area. Also, Lodi, I believe that we may have a meeting on probably July 1st. This Wednesday, I will create the link and I will give you the link for the Philippine GPMS Philippine meeting. So this is all for today, and I love you all. And I really hope that all of us, we ascend, we can see GPMS, and we make GPMS our reality. Thank you so much for everyone that participates today. And it is important, as Rick said before the meeting, to have also to present also to the public meetings, and especially open public worldwide meetings. Then everyone can come participate and share questions, then we answer. Thank you so much to everyone.
And with that, thank you so much, Sister Beatrice, for all of the work you do and the great devotion towards the divine plan and all of the great things that you do. You work so hard on this. And with that, you are noticed greatly. So with that, then, everyone, and everyone else, of course, Sister Lodi and Sister Agnes, everyone I include with this. We all do a great job, even many that are not here now, with their efforts at spreading the awareness. So with that, I'll get ready here to end the Facebook live stream. And love, light, and gratitude, everyone, until next Sunday, perhaps. So stopping it now. Thank you for joining.